say, do you still like girls? Yes.
I mean, no.
Oh.
One of the most influential contemporary Aussie alt-rock bands, Moaning Lisa, have just released their sophomore album, Fainter. To celebrate its release, Moaning Lisa are about to embark on a tour that includes a date here in Newcastle at the Hamo on the 28th of February. Here's our chat with Hayley Manwaring from Moaning Lisa. Congratulations on this brand new album called Fainter.
Thank you.
Obviously, it touches on some very deep and difficult feelings. I'd love to know what was going on behind the scenes when you were putting this album together.
Well, the songs spread out like a lot. Like they're about all different things, but when we put all of the songs together as a package, like here's the ones that we want to record for the album, we didn't think they had all that much connectivity. But by the time we had everything lined up, we're like, oh, this is kind of telling of a time and just the feelings of the last couple of years boiled down. If you're talking about like Fainter, the story behind that, it's actually really quite sad. So we were recording in Sydney for, oh my God, this was for like the first album. And
Wow.
Charlie, the singer, her auntie was diagnosed with brain cancer, and the song Fainter was kind of already, I think, in the works. I don't want to speak for her, but it was sort of about unraveling that grief of dealing with, losing a family member and losing a long-term partner as well, not dying, but like a breakup had happened as well. So there was like a lot of emotions. And Charlie being the lead lyricist as well, that just kind of made its way into the music. And it makes sense that the album has this through line, because it is really all, well, not all actually. There are a few songs on there that she didn't write the lyrics for, but we're so tight as a group and as songwriters that like we feed off each other. And yeah. Oh, what else is going on behind the scenes? I guess it's not a pandemic record, but a lot of the stuff on there has been things that were recorded at home as we were trying to figure out how to demo just from the comfort of our living room.
Yeah.
So you can probably hear that. A song like Flutie, the instrumental one, is very much like kind of pulling up the recording in the bedroom and just like laying down different samples and beats and stuff. So having a play. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of these songs have been around for quite a while now, as you said. Has there been much like evolution as you've been playing them live?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a song like De Facto, which was our first time delving into, one of our first times delving into using samples live.
Yeah.
And putting that into the live set has been really exciting, just like opening up this whole sonic world of being able to play a track and sort of just like let the audience live in that sound for a while that isn't the live band.
Yeah.
So that's been really exciting, having that.
Was there a reason that you hadn't used samples before?
I think just four musicians coming together to play rock music, it isn't a thing that happened. We always thought that we would do it, but we were very low maintenance, just wanting to cart around our instruments and not have to worry too much. Like we're very much a live band. We love playing live and we love the distorted guitars and our guitar pedals and everything. So, I mean, it's a natural progression to go into more samples and things like that, just to create a more rounded experience. It's been fun.
Yeah. And so the cover for Fainter is this gorgeous like acrylic artwork, or it kind of looks like painted, right? Can you talk me through the choice behind going with that artwork?
Yeah, it wasn't my choice. Hayden had a picture of a painting that I did in lockdown because we lived together, and we we were sort of just thinking about what color the album is. Like, what's the kind of color profile that we want for this? And the blues and greens and things were coming out. And the painting was something that was unfinished, like very much I'm going to see how I go painting large canvases. Like, just kind of felt like it, something to do, something to focus on. And I never intended it to be anything, just like a crafty activity for myself. So this unfinished painting just sat in our laundry for months and months and months. And eventually it just kind of, I think Hayden brought it to the group, and it just became obvious that that would be the album cover. I'm not really sure how it happened. Everyone had it like set as their background pictures on their phone, just like living with it for a while and being like, is this right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how did that make you feel, having that being chosen as the artwork?
I was like, he was like, oh, this is the album cover. And everyone's like, yeah, for sure, this is the album cover. And I'm like, you've got to be joking. And I mean, it wasn't an immediate decision either, because that painting lived in our carport for over a year and gathered all this dust, and I never even sealed it properly. So the colours are gone. The colours that you see on the album cover now, they're not there anymore. The painting would either need like some kind of restoration, which I have no idea how to do, but it's just this faded thing now, which you actually see in the record sleeve. We have like the new picture where the colours are still vibrant, and then an older picture where they've all been drained away, or fainter, if you will.
That is incredible. Wow, that's so amazing. One of my favourite songs growing up was I Want a Girl, which I listened to like over and over and over when it first came out, and for years after. I'd love to know, do you still like performing that song live?
I thought you were going to say, do you still like girls? Yes.
I mean, no.
Oh, that song is so fun live. Like, every time I think I'm sick of it, we play it live again, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Because I also like doing the newer songs as well. People aren't really knowing all the words, or even some of our other singles, they just didn't hit quite as hard as Carrie did when that came out. Like, that really just like spread like wildfire. It was crazy. So having that song in the set where everyone knows the words and everyone's like dancing and stuff, it's really great. Like, it's a good thing for a band to have. Like, we're very privileged to have that one. Just like, oh yeah, everyone knows this one.
Yeah. Did that one make it onto the Jays?
Yeah.
Can you?
It was.
Sorry.
It was around the time where we had the plebiscite for same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
And the song, and I remember explaining this to people at times, like, the song was already written. The song was just like a declaration of being gay. It had nothing to do with gay marriage or anything, but it was this coincidence that happened, and I think it got swept up in the zeitgeist of that. And they were playing more, it was around the time where there was a lot of advocacy around putting more women on bills. Like, Camp Cope was really leading that, and looking back on it now, it really, like, that time is sort of over. Like, there's a closed door on that. It's like there was that time before, and then there was 2020, and just reflecting on it now, it's like, wow, that was actually quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
There was a lot of emphasis on our end of like how we wanted our live shows to be, how we wanted them to look, the diversity, more gender neutral bathrooms and things like that. Like, that was all very new in the industry. Not that the experiences were new, the experiences are old as time, but the zeitgeist of that time during 2018 when Carrie was released, it was, pregnant with possibilities.
And how would you say you're continuing to help the scene evolve? Because obviously there's a whole lot more work that needs to be done.
I think that but I don't really feel it that we're making much of an impact, but I guess just by existing and continuing to play live, that's kind of all we can do. We're honestly not making a lot of money especially in the age of streaming. So getting out there, playing live, people buying tickets. There's been a lot of trying to get pre-sales, and I think that is something that's happened since COVID as well, like having to have numbers called, kind of accounted for. It helps venues know how much they're going to make, how many people to staff that night. So if you're thinking about going to any band, especially kind of low to medium-sized, maybe new band, try and buy their tickets if you plan on going to their show. The question was like how we're kind of improving the scene or something. I'm not sure that we are, but just by continuing making the music we love and presenting it to you, I think that's all we can do.
Yeah, totally. What are you most looking forward to about getting to go on the road with Fainter?
I'm just looking forward to working with our new drummer and forming a relationship with him on stage. He seems really keen, especially for the way that we dress and present ourselves. He wants to get a thing for his drum and things like that. It's like he's really stoked and excited, and it's just so fun to have that new energy in the group. So shout out to Ari, who will be playing with us on our tour. And hopefully that will lead to making new and different music as well in the future.
Yeah, of course. Well, look, I can't wait to see you here in Newcastle on the 28th of February at the Hamo. Thank you so much for chatting.
Yeah.
Seriously, as I said, I've listened to you for such a long time, so it's really cool to get.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.